I also would like to thank Friday Forum Executive for suggesting this wonderful topic to me and taking the courage to ask me to start off the introduction part of the session. I am indeed thankful for that, and I wish, inshallah, it will be a very informative session. It will be a very informative session to all of you. I also would like to thank the team members who are associated with us in this program. The team members, I thank Yusuf Mansoor and engineer Abdul Rahman. Both of them were also part of our team, and you can see them making the presentation in the next session, which will happen next month. We are intending to conduct this as a series of sessions. Every month we will be planning some sessions. We want all of you to contribute in this. Okay, so also I thank Zaid Mohammed, who will be the next speaker in the session. First of all, I also wanted to tell you that this is an Islamic subject, but also this is a history subject. So you all have to be very attentive to the session. Inshallah, we will all be getting a lot of information and knowledge out of this. But this being a history subject, you should be there. Otherwise, you might miss out a lot of things. As I told you, from our side, we will try to make it a little interactive. But considering the limitations of Zoom, we may not have a complete interaction. So anyway, we are starting off here. So you can see this is the topic: Advent of Islam in India and a briefing on the various Muslim dynasties. Before we go into the Islam coming into India, let's have a small and a quick look at the history of India. I have inserted a chart for you to have a small understanding on this subject. This is not a comprehensive chart. It doesn't have everything, but I think this is a small chart and easy for you to understand. So if you can see here. Yeah, if you can see here, this is Indus Valley civilization. We are talking about an Indian subcontinent which has a history of more than 5,000 years, all the way from Indus Valley civilization. And after that, here we can see Vedic India, which is again from 1500 BC. Okay. And after that, we have this ancient India, which is from Mahadana Panda all the way to Kuna and Sasanian India. Okay, and then we have the medieval India. Now, this is the area which we are going to focus our talk today. Medieval India, which is from 500 BC to 500 AD to 1000 AD. Okay. Starting from Gupta dynasty all the way to Ghazni, Muhammad of Ghazni. Okay, Ghaznavid dynasty. And after that, we have Muhammad Ghori, Sultanate of, which is opening up the room for the Delhi Sultanate. Here we have Sultanate, we have Mughal Empire, and we have British rule. If you look at this, here you can see the Muslim name is coming here, Muhammad of Ghazni. And we have Muhammad Ghori also. These are the two areas we will be talking about today. And that means there's a lot of big names. Okay, so after that, Delhi Sultanate and Mughal Empire, we are not touching into these topics. Once again, I request all of you to please remain muted. Yeah, please remain muted, everybody. Okay, so that's what. So our main focus is on the medieval era, which is mainly this invasion of Muhammad Ghazni and Muhammad Ghori and all these things. Okay. Okay, so before we go into the topics, let's have a brief understanding of how it all started about, before Prophet Muhammad, Muhammad got his prophethood, there was some connection between the Middle East or Arabs and India. As we all know that Arabs are more popular as merchants, as traders. Already there was connection between Arabs and Arab traders and Indian subcontinent. There is already coastal routes going to Kerala. There's coastal road connection to Gujarat. There's also connection to Bengal. And you can see that a lot of Arabs, they used to do trading. And what is India most popular for? India is popular for spices, mainly pepper and ginger. They also have gold and other things. So Arab traders used to trade these materials from here. And India is popular to the other parts of the world through the Middle East. These Arab traders, the Arab traders who take the material from here and reach out to different parts of the world. So, and if you look at Kerala point of view, we can see that a lot of Arabs, they used to come to Kerala. They used to marry the Indian girls there, and that Arab community slowly getting popular. This community got bigger and bigger, and this community was known as Maple community. This is more popular in Malabar. Maple community is the name given there, and probably these are the early converts to Islam later on. We are talking about the era before Muhammad got his prophethood. And if you look at it, the customs and the lifestyle, everything of the Indians and the Arabs were matching, because we are talking about in India and Pakistan and Afghanistan, all these people were Hindus, or whatever you call it. I mean, they were all idol worshippers, to be more precise. Arabs also, on the other hand, they were idol worshippers. I mean, Kaaba, if you know that it's not something new. Kaaba was there even before. Hajj was there even before. It was only after Kaaba was surrounded by idols. So it's only after Prophet Muhammad came in, he has continued the Hajj, but everything was in a proper systematic way. Before they were doing nude kind of Hajj and all. So everything was made in a proper order, and all the idols were demolished. So the main thing which happened after Islam came in was that the idols were completely destroyed. One God, and everybody have equal rights. Everybody were equal. So this is what it was, So the cultures of Arabs and Indians were all the same. So they easily mingled with them. So that was the background of how it was, before Prophet Muhammad. And after Prophet Muhammad got his prophethood, Islam in India, it all started with the big name, Cheraman Perumal. Everybody would have heard about this name. This is the big name. It all started with Cheraman Perumal. Who is Cheraman Perumal? Cheraman Perumal is one of the kings of the Chera dynasty. Kings of Chera dynasty. He was a ruler of Kodungalur. Okay, and what's more, he can be called as a Sahaba from Kerala. So India, mashallah, is gifted with a Sahaba, but I'll come to that. So again, it all started one evening when Chairman Perumal, he was in his palace. In his palace, he was in the evening, he was sitting in the palace, and he could suddenly see something very strange and unique which was never seen before. And what was that? It was the splitting of the moon. And these were the great verses which was referred by Kausar in her Qiraat. What is it? What was the scene here? Here the scene is Prophet Muhammad, when he declared his prophethood, the Arabs, the Quraysh, a team of Quraysh came to Prophet and asked him, see, you are claiming to be the Prophet, But normally in the prophets who came before, they had all started off with miracles. But you haven't given us any miracle. We all know that Quran in itself is a big miracle. There is no bigger miracle than that. So we Muslims, we very rarely talk about the lot of other miracles which happen. So Prophet Muhammad asked them, what miracle do you want? So it was they who told them, that we need the moon to be split into two. So it was a unanimous decision from them that who asked them to give a miracle. I want the moon to be split. Accordingly, Prophet Muhammad, according to their instruction and from Allah, he was able to split the moon into two as per their request. And as usual, as every time a miracle has been done by every prophet, the people normally what they used, no, this is just a magic. This is nothing but a magic. So very little people believed, most of them disbelieved. And for the disbelievers, it was just another reason for it. Coming back to the story of Chairman Perumal, he saw the moon split and he was totally astonished. He couldn't take it, he couldn't imagine a sight like this, and the whole night he was restless. Next day onwards, he started inquiring with people about this, whether you have seen anything like this, and he spoke to many people and everybody gave a negative reply. This caused him even more perplexed. He was very confused. How come this happened? That only I saw something like this, So this anxiousness continued until one day, this Arab traders, they came to Kerala and they came to this king's palace. Now this is a diplomatic visit because every traders, they used to keep a good rapport with the kings over there, and on a diplomatic courtesy, the king also entertained them, and he was asking their whereabouts. So what's up? How is your country doing? What's news there? So they were all saying that we have a big news here in our country. There's one person named Muhammad. He is claiming to be the prophet, and he is saying that there is only one God and others idols should not be worshipped. All these things, kind of a madman. That's how they introduced him. So Chairman was like, okay, so fine. So did he do any miracles to prove his prophethood? So he said, yeah, we requested him to do moon. We asked him to do moon splitting, and he somehow mesmerized us by doing something like that. And he's like a kind of a magician kind of a person. But the moment he heard about the moon splitting, he was like amazed, anxious, because this is exactly what he was seeking for and which got him restless all these days. So he told them, okay, guys, when you are returning back to your country, please give me a seat in your ship or whatever you call that vehicle, So finally, he got the chance. He got the chance to travel there. But one thing I tell you about moon splitting is that it is not only, now everybody called it a magic or being mesmerized. But the fact is that even a lot of travelers from outside, they came and they're inquiring about this, that clearly states that, their point that this is just magic doesn't hold, because a lot of travelers apart from this also came and inquired about it. If it was just a magic, only those people would have asked. Okay, so finally Chairman Perumal is teaching Saudi Arabia, and he's very close to Prophet Muhammad. Prophet Muhammad is surrounded with a lot of companions. And the companions, after seeing this Chairman Perumal from a distance, they were saying, like the famous hadith from Abu Sa'id al-Khudri says that, Ya Rasulullah, we haven't seen any person like this, from the countries we know, like he cannot be a Persian, he cannot be a Roman, he cannot be a Syrian and all these things, he cannot be from Sham. So, where on earth would this person be from, So Prophet Muhammad seems to have replied to them by saying that, this is a person who's coming from the land, is a person who's coming from the land of the manufacturers of ginger and pepper. He used these same words, ginger and pepper. And he is the king of Malabar. So rightly so, he is the king of Malabar, and he is there Um, and when he came very close to him, he immediately, at looking at his face, he recognized that this face cannot lie. This is indeed the Prophet, and I got my answer to my visualization of the moon splitting. And he immediately took the Shahada, and Prophet Muhammad gave him a name, Tajuddin. Okay, so and he stayed with Prophet Muhammad for. And he gifted Prophet Muhammad with a jar of ginger pickle. There was a custom of giving gifts to dignitaries. So he gave, and he stayed with Prophet for nearly 5 years. Stayed with him or in his vicinity for nearly 5 years, and then with the permission of Prophet, he returned back to India. But on the way, he had to go through Oman, a place called Salalah. So he reached Salalah, he became ill, and he passed away there. Okay, so that Maqbara is still there, and it is known as Malikul Hind. Now, one speciality of Salalah and Kerala is that both of the places are more popular for coconut trees and not date farms. Anyway, just told you this. So he passed away there, and that ends the story of Chairman Perumal. This is a big name here, Chairman Perumal, who has been renamed as Tajuddin. So he couldn't return back to his home country. So 1 year later, as per the instruction of Prophet Muhammad, Malik Dinar radiallahu anhu and a team of 14 people, they had come to this place, Kerala. So they also landed in Kodungalur to propagate Islam in the Indian subcontinent. Okay, now just a small story. Now they just reached in the shore of Kodungalur, and they can see a very low profile person he was in lungi, and he was keeping a little distance from these people. So these Malik Dinar and all, they were wondering why this guy is keeping so much distance. Anyway, they were thirsty. Their important priority was they wanted to drink some water. So they don't know the language. So by sign language, they somehow communicated to him saying that, see, we want some water like this, So he understood this, and he immediately went to the coconut tree and cut some 14 coconuts, and he gave this to all the people, 14 people. And after giving this again, he kept a distance of like 42 feet. So anyway, those people, they had zinc and they were comfortable. And after that, again, they were looking, why this guy is keeping this distance? Now, guys, I will tell you what, I don't know how authentic the story is. I got this from one of the Jummah Kutubas from YouTube. The only reason why I shared you the story is because now this is the trend in India during these days, because this caste system, is a big issue in India, and the lower castes were always oppressed. Lower caste, they were either like, I don't know what you call it, scheduled caste or untouchables or Dalits or whatever you name it, but they were very much suppressed there, and they did not have any value there. So the point which I'm trying to make is this is how Islam spread in India, because at least these lower caste people found this Islam very attractive. And what is the point of Islam? Oneness of God and equality to all. So why should they remain in their community and get oppressed? They will easily come to Islam, and there was a lot of conversion taking place because of the ideology of equality, Anyway, so after that they came to the palace, and they were given warm welcome in the palace, and they told them that we want to make a mosque here, okay? And the king, they have allocated a place, they have allocated land for them to build the masjid. Okay, so there was so much of good relation between all these people that, the land was given by them and all kind of support was given by them. And that mosque was recognized as Chairman Perumal Mosque or Chairman Jummah Masjid, which was in Kodungalur. It was constructed during 629 AD. And after that, it is widely recognized that, Malik Dinar radiallahu anhu also passed away in Kasaragod. and buried in Kasargod, and that was in a mosque called Malik Dinar Mosque, Kasargod. Now I have a question to you. If anybody can answer this, you can give it a try. Can you tell me which is the first mosque in India? First mosque in India. If you know it, you can unmute and give a reply.
Yes, the same, but you told.
No, it is not. You can just tell your name and give an answer so that everybody understands what it is. Yeah. Tell me, Asif.
Yeah, the one in Kottayam, near to Kottayam.
No. Because see, in Kerala, undoubtedly, this is the mosque. This Cheruvan Perumal Mosque is the oldest mosque. Remember, 629 AD means it is not. It is a time when Prophet Muhammad is already leaving, so you can't expect another mosque to be there. At that time. So, any other guesses?
Kaaba.
No. I'm talking about India.
It's in Kodangallur.
Where?
Kodangallur.
Yeah. That is the first. This is the mosque in Kerala. So I want to know any other mosque which happened in India after, other than this, before to this. No problem. No. Okay, I'll come to this. This is the Barwada Mosque in Goga. You can see this, right? Can you see this?
Yeah, I can see you.
Yeah. So this is the Barwada Mosque in Goga, Gujarat. Okay. So this is, if you can look at it, it's already a demolished kind of a masjid. It is. I have one of my friend in Goga. I was asking, what is the special? I was asking them about this, and they were saying that this masjid is not being under use. It's only there for a namesake because the Qibla is still facing towards Masjid al-Aqsa. So because of which not much prayers have happened in this masjid, but still this mosque is there as a name, And after that we have another mosque, Palaya Juma Palli, Old Juma Mosque, which is constructed during 628 to 630 in Kilikeri, Tamil Nadu. So that means I can assume that Barwada Mosque is the first mosque in India, and second should be Cheruvan Perumal Mosque. This is the third mosque, I believe. Anybody in Tamil Nadu has seen this mosque?
No.
Okay, fine. So we go on from here. Now we are coming to another big name, Muhammad bin Qasim. Okay. Before I go into the topic, let me just give you a background of. Let me give you a small background about Islam, how it was happening during the period of year 700. During this time, Islam, already we know that Islam started growing now. We all know that Islam already, by Middle East is almost captured by Islam, and after that, North Africa is already under Islam's control, and some parts of the Europe and Mediterranean belt, and some parts of India, especially the Gujarat and Kerala, and also Sri Lanka was another area which has got great prominence during that time, because Arab merchants, they started doing a lot of trading from Sri Lanka. They started settling down in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka became another hotspot of the region. Okay, and what is Arabs doing? Arabs are more known as merchants. Arabs, they used to do trading in different parts of these places, and they used to build a very good rapport in all these countries. Okay, and they started spreading Islam also likewise. Now, on the other hand, now our story is Muhammad bin Qasim, and we are now getting focused to Pakistan, some parts of Pakistan. Okay. Muhammad bin Qasim, now this Pakistan is more this, this Indus River is going through these places, especially Multan, Dahir and all these places, Sindh, Multan, and all these places. It is the place of Indus River. Okay, so what are these people doing there? They are people who are more known for, they are either fishermen, they are agriculturists, or agriculturists or traders, or they are also pirates. That's another area which these people, and all of them are normally Hindus, because Islam still haven't come to Pakistan. Okay, so for Pakistan, this is a big man, especially Muhammad bin Qasim is like, they are a very important kind of a person. And in Indian history, Muhammad bin Qasim has got a very big name. To understand the story of Muhammad bin Qasim, we need to understand a few names here. The first thing we need to understand is Umayyad dynasty. Umayyad dynasty was ruling between 661 to 750. Now again, I'm opening up the discussion. If anybody knows about the Umayyad dynasty and how it is connected to Islam, and what are the other dynasties which ruled Islam, if somebody can help me answer this, it will be good. Can anybody open up?
Umayyad dynasty started in Damascus.
Yeah. Who's this? Can you name your?
Khalil.
Khalil bhai. Sorry, I can't see that. Okay, tell me. Yeah. It is in.
Started in Damascus.
Yeah.
Started with a mosque there.
Okay. And what are the? And how is it connected to Islam?
Built the first mosque in that area.
No, that is okay. You're right. This is based in Damascus, in Syria. How is it connected to Islam? Can you just...
Descendants of Usman bin Affan.
Usman bin Affan. Okay. Any other point? What are the other caliphates which ruled India? Other caliphates which ruled
Abbasid.
Exactly. Yes. Okay, so let me explain this. Let's go to this thing. Islam is known for these four different caliphates. One is Rashiduddin Caliphate. All the four big khalifas, of Islam after Prophet Muhammad, starting from Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, Umar radiallahu anhu, up to Usman radiallahu anhu. All these four people are called the Khulafa al-Rashidin, and these four people are known to be these four people are coming under Rashiduddin Caliphate. And then we have Umayyad Caliphate. That means after the fourth Khalifa, the fifth Khalifa is Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan, Muawiyah radiallahu anhu. So he is the one who started off Umayyad Caliphate under his leadership, and he is the fifth Khalifa of Islam, and he is governor of Syria, and it is based at Damascus. And but it again is short-lived. After 750, Umayyad Caliphate came down, and it was Abbasid Caliphate after that, which ruled from 750 to 1258. And then it was Ottoman Empire, which ruled up to 1517. So coming back to the topic. So now we know what is Umayyad dynasty. Umayyad dynasty ruled from 661 to 750. So it has been said that the first great expansion of Islam happened in India, Indian subcontinent, especially the Sindh and Multan regions. It all happened during Umayyad dynasty time. To understand the story, we need to understand two more important personalities, Hajjaj ibn Yusuf and Raja Dahir. Okay, now Hajjaj ibn Yusuf is a person who was one of the big commanders or big governors of Umayyad dynasty. Okay, and he worked under Caliphate of Abdul Malik and Al-Walid. Okay, that's not important. Our important point is Hajjaj ibn Yusuf. He was an important person in Umayyad dynasty, and Raja Dahir was, on the other hand, the king representing this Sindh region, and he also controlled Multan region also. These both places are in Pakistan. Now we are sticking mainly to those Pakistan belt. Okay. Now it so happened that there was some animosity, conflict between Hajjaj ibn Yusuf and Raja Dahir. for some reason which brought them to Hajjaj got angry and he started sending person and attacking Pakistan belt. Okay, so what are the things which happened? One is, there was a team called Allafi Brothers. Allafi Brothers. Okay, Allafi Brothers were a very strong enemy of Umayyad dynasty. Okay, guys, everybody please concentrate. There's little complicated things, but if you get it, you will get a lot of information. So again, I'm telling you, Allafi brothers are the enemies of Umayyad dynasty, and these people fled and settled in Sindh region of Pakistan. Okay, so once he reached Sindh region, he started getting a lot of supporters, followers in that region, and he also had a good rapport with the king over there. Okay, so Hajjaj wanted to finish off Allafi soon, because of that they were having some other conflict there. So so he sent Sayyid bin Aslam there to finish them off. But Sayyid bin Aslam was murdered by Allafi brothers. Okay, because they have a big team there, not because they got rapport with them. So this got Yusuf, Hajjaj got very angry with this. He told the king Raja Dahir, listen, you have done injustice to my person. You need to hand over Allafi brothers back to me. Okay, and Raja Dahir straight away rejected that request. That happened in the year 703. Another incident happened during 710. That was, as I told you earlier, Sri Lanka already started getting very close to Middle East, Arabs. So there was a lot of trading there, and the king of Ceylon, he wanted to give a lot of gifts. So he sent 8 vessels. Okay, 8 vessels with a lot of gifts. Some ladies, these ladies are basically slaves from Abyssinia, and some other daughters, Muslim daughters who have been, whose parents have passed away in Sri Lanka, and they wanted to reach them back to their native place. So a team of 8 vessels were coming from Sri Lanka to Middle East. Now we know that when the sea route is that from Sri Lanka, from the this Arabian Sea, Arabian Sea. They are going through Arabian Sea. They go through the sides of Gujarat, and then from the sides of Pakistan, and then they go to Middle East. So once they reach that Pakistan belt, there are a lot of pirates there. These pirates, their main job is attacking these Arab traders. So this was sent by Ceylon king. So they realized that there's a lot of luxuries in this thing, a lot of riches in this thing, and these pirates looted that ship, and there was a lot of confusion. Hajjaj got miserably angry with the situation. Hajjaj told Raja Dahir, listen, this is seriously bad. This is a lot of important things for me. You cannot do this. You have to immediately return back all the booties, and you have to give big punishment to the pirates who are there. So Raja Dahir replied saying that, listen, these are all pirates. I don't have any control of these pirates. Okay, so I cannot do anything about it, and this is not in my scope. This got Hajjaj very angry. Hajjaj decided, okay, let's just now attack them, So he sent, now here is where Muhammad bin Qasim is coming in the picture. Muhammad bin Qasim, if you look at it, he just lived for around 20-21 years, So he sent a very strong warrior, Muhammad bin Qasim, at the age of 17 years. During the year 711, he was sent to extend control in Sindh and Multan regions. A big fight happened there, a big war happened there, and Muhammad bin Qasim and his team, he got a team of around 6,000 soldiers there, okay? So Muhammad bin Qasim and his team successfully got the control of Sindh, and the full Sindh came under his control. And very soon they attacked Multan also because of the animosity with Raja Dahir, because Raja Dahir was controlling Multan also. So these places all came under Muhammad bin Qasim or Umayyad dynasty rule. Now, important point to be noted here is that there was no forced conversion here. Everything was the Now, Muhammad bin Qasim, once he got the rule, he started bringing everybody together. Many religious conversion happened due to the ideology of equality. Because he introduced the ideology of justice for all, whether it is a king or a small person, there is justice. Okay, Islamic concept of justice was introduced, equality, no forced conversion. Anybody wants to convert, while many people were converting because of the beauty of the religion. Many Buddhists also, they used to come and seek asylum with these people. Uh, because Hindus were oppressing them, so Muslim Buddhists were also comfortable with them. While Muhammad bin Qasim introduced other rules also, like jizya system was introduced, new educational system was introduced. Many revolutionary change happened, and a lot of prominent people settled in the country. The scholars, a lot of traders, and all these people got settled there. And what happened? Slowly, Buddhism started dying. Why? Because most of the Hindus, there also this problem was there. A lot of scheduled caste, the caste system was a big problem. So before they used to jump to Buddhism, now everybody started converting to Islam. And this slowly led to the dying of Buddhism. Okay. And after that, by 715, this Umayyad dynasty itself started coming down. Yeah. So what happened in the first half of 8th century, in the early 8th century, a series of battle happened between Umayyad and Indian kingdoms, and which made Umayyad campaigns under check, and they restricted to Sindh region only. Okay. So this is the story of Muhammad bin Qasim. Now we are coming to another important person, Sultan Muhammad of Ghazni. This is a very, very important person. If you look at this, Mahmud of this was Ghaznavid dynasty. Okay, the Persian Muslim dynasty. And the first Sultan was Sultan Mahmud of Ghazni. He has positioned himself as a Sultan. Okay. Now, from the Islamic texts and all, now we are focusing on Afghanistan. Okay. Now he is more popular in the Afghanistan belt to start with. Now let's understand that Sultan Muhammad of Ghazni is a very, from the Islamic point of view, he's got a lot of big name. He's a person, very respected person. He has been respected of, increasing the Islamic territory to more areas. But that is not the case with the particularly Indian Hindus. Because, Indian Hindus are seeing him from a different angle. And how do Indian Hindus see him? He is more known of a person who is like a looter, invader. He has plundered in India, many times. He has 17 times he has invaded India. He has invaded Somnath Temple. Somnath Temple is in Gujarat. And, when we talk about temples, we are talking about all the riches in the world. All the big money goes to the temple only. They are not doing anything else. The only thing they do is whatever money they get, they build temples. And all the money is stored in the temples. And also Madurai temples also, it's been told that he has attacked Madurai temples. And what he is doing is that all the money which is taken from there, he used to use it for beautifying or building his capital, Ghazni. Okay, their capital was in Ghazni. Ghazni is nothing else but a place in Afghanistan. Okay. So he used to, this is what Hindus know, history books also says. So, and what is they? They're the first independent ruler of Turkic dynasty, okay, of Ghaznavids, ruling 999 to 1030. Now, let's also understand a little bit of background here, okay? What is the background of Indian subcontinent during this time? India is a very solid jackpot. People who, if we can invade this country, this is like a jackpot. Why? Because Indian kings, if you look at the north side, Punjab, north side of Punjab, it is ruled by uh, Hindu Shahi dynasty, while in the south it was ruled by Cholas and Cholukyas, while in Bengal side it was ruled by Palas, and it's like divided into a lot of kingdoms, and all these kings were arrogant, very arrogant. They don't like to coordinate with anybody. All they do is they fight each other and increase their territories. They never used to coordinate with each other or work together. And they also never expected any invasion in their country. They never thought that India will ever be invaded. Until then, India was not much known for any other country to come and invade. So, and what is the advantage if you can come and invade India? India, yeah, if you invade India, the advantage is that India is a real jackpot, because India is flooded with lot of rivers. Lot of rivers. Agriculture was flourishing. The craft industries was also flourishing. So so the advantage is, once you come and establish a place in India, slowly you can expand yourself to different parts of India. India is a big country, okay? So it's all about entering, that matters. And then they can also spread Islam in this part of the world. So what Mahmud of Ghazni did is that, he started slowly coming inside. The big story is the story of the Battle of Peshawar, okay, which happened in 1001. Initially, what he did was he targeted Afghanistan, and he tried to take full Afghanistan in his control. Okay, and then he slowly started putting his eye in Punjab, or the North India. And there was a battle between Hindu Shahi dynasty. The king was Raja Jaipal, and okay, and there was a big fight there, and they won the battle, and they got a lot of big money, booty money, like 2.5 lakh dinars. So that was one side of the story. And a few years later, again he came to fight, Punjab. So that time Raja Jaipal's son was taking over, Anand Pal. He realized that, we cannot fight Mahmud of Ghazni from the front. They need to have a lot of planned tactics, otherwise they will not win. So what they did is, they, for the first time, he started uniting all the different kingdoms, especially the Rajputs, Rajputs are big warriors, So he produced everybody together for the first time, even though there were many Rajput dynasties who never worked together. They separated, but at least he could manage a big team, and all their ornaments was sold, so that a big military force was brought out. So finally, a big team, a very big battle happened there, and it was like Anand Pal team, where they were almost winning the battle. Then suddenly, see, now they never expected any invasion. So their military power, though there is a very big military power, they use elephants. So even though they were winning, in the last minute, what happened? Elephants have their own restrictions or limitations. Over a period of time, these elephants started going back, okay, because of their own limitations, because they were not militarily trained. That was the time when Mahmud Ghazni, he came and completely controlled the area, and he completely blasted them off. And this was completely, the North India, they started getting control of this place. Okay, now, and that was the story of this. And as I told you, Ghaznavid Empire, a lot of booties came to Ghazni, a lot of invasions happened in different parts of India. And what happened? Their capital, it's a significant cultural, commercial, and intellectual center in Islamic world, rivaling big names like Baghdad, Baghdad city. Capital. At the time of his death, kingdom transformed into an extensive military empire. Okay, and Mahmud of Ghazni um, I have one more person to be introduced. Let me quickly go through this because after that we'll wind up the session. I will go to Zaid after this. This is Ghurid Empire. It is a dynasty of Iranian descent. Okay, the present day Afghanistan. Now this Ghurid. Now you know Afghanistan was basically more under. Afghanistan was under Ghaznavid dynasty earlier. So Ghurids, they were all under the dynasty, and earlier they were Buddhist. So they converted to Sunni Islam. And while in year 1186, Ghurid dynasty overthrew the Ghaznavid Empire. Okay, now it is Ghurid Empire which is coming here. When Mahmud of Gora conquered last Ghaznavid capital of Lahore. Moizuddin Muhammad Gori, also known as Muhammad of Gor, the Sultan of Ghurid. Okay, now Muhammad Gori and Moizuddin Muhammad Gori and these two people, they together with his brother Ghiyasuddin Muhammad, they together ruled, during 1173 to 1203. Normally, if you look at the other history, Islamic history, Mughal Empire and Delhi Sultanate or Ottoman Empire for that matter, you see that when the king is dying, if he has three children, so mostly they used to fight each other, and one of them used to be the king, and the other either they will die or they will be imprisoned, something like this. I don't know why it happens like that, but here it is. What the good thing is, they together work together, and from 1173 to 1202 they together ruled. Okay, and after the death of Ghiyasuddin Muhammad, Muhammad Gora ruled up to 1206. Okay, and now, a small quickie about what is the difference between Ghaznavid and Ghurid Empire. Ghazni is a very strong warrior. They have never lost any battles. All the battles they fight, they win. And while Ghurid is a little different, they have lost few battles. But every time, many battles they win, some battles they lose. But every time they lose, they study from that. They are strategists. They used to understand what went wrong and slowly make up for that. Okay, and like what do you call it, the word bazigar, हार कर जीतने वाले को बाजीगर कहते हैं, like that. They have lost it many battles, but they take lessons, they take the strategies, and they they come back victorious. And the best example is the is the Battle of Terrain, which happened in 1991. This is the first battle they lost to Prithviraj Singh Chauhan. Prithviraj Singh Chauhan is probably the last king of North India. Remember, after this, it has been led by a series of Muslim rulers. Okay, so the first battle of Terrain in 1991, they lost to the big mighty Prithviraj Singh Chauhan while attacking from the front. After this, after a few years, again he wanted to attack Prithviraj Singh Chauhan. So they realized that he cannot attack directly in front. So what he did was he put a strategy. He is bringing five five different teams. Four team will be attacking them directly, and one team he will be putting as a secret, kept aside. A battle strategy here. So four of them were fighting. Four team were fighting from different sides, and even then, Prithviraj Singh Chauhan was still very strong. Their team was very strong, and they completely was smashing up these Gori Empire. Suddenly, Ghurid Muhammad Gori told them to come back. So they slowly came back. So this Prithviraj Singh Chauhan thought that they are scared, they are running behind. So he started going forward and attacking everybody. This was a tactic actually, battle tactic. That was the time when he introduced the fifth team inside. They were very near to that. They start coming from behind and attacking. So that means from all the five sides they attacked, and this is how Prithviraj Singh has to accept his defeat. So the advantage is that and North India, they slowly started taking into it. The advantage of Ghurid Empire is that they didn't directly go to India. What they did is first they expanded themselves in Afghanistan, and then they slowly entered into Pakistan, that belt like Multan and Sindh, and then they removed the Ghazneviyad Empire and 1190 in India, and only in 1190 they came to India. A very practical and strong political leader. After defeating Prithviraj, he didn't go and kill everybody, because he know that they also have their own limitations. So instead of killing everybody, he asked each people to the relatives of Prithviraj Singh Chauhan to work under them. Instead of being killed, you work under them, and so that we will together work. So that I will be the ruler, you work under us. Okay. And Ghurid Empire was laid with the foundation credited with laying the foundation of Muslim rule in Indian subcontinent, which lasted for several centuries. He reigned over territories spanning over modern day subcontinent, Indian subcontinents like Afghanistan, Bangladesh, North India, and Pakistan, and Iran, Tajikistan, and Turkmenistan. After death of Muhammad Ghori in 1206, empires divided, which led to the formation of Delhi Sultanate. Okay, and some parts of the Ghurid Empire were taken over by another dynasty called Khwarizmian dynasty. While in India, it was taken over by Mamluk dynasty. It's a dynasty of slaves, and that's how Delhi Sultanate came into being. I'm sorry, I took a lot of time. I was supposed to be finishing 10 minutes earlier. So I'm winding up here, just to quickly taking you to the various other dynasty. Then Delhi Sultanate happened. There were 5 dynasties which ruled Delhi Sultanate. All these are Muslim empires. Have a look at this. And then it was Mughal empires who ruled here. There were so many big names here. Aurangzeb, from Babur to Aurangzeb. After that, Mughal empire started slowly declining. From 1707 to 1857, they continued. And then it was followed by British rule. So thank you very much. That ends my session. I'm sorry.